Warning: the following video presentation contains scenes of an extremely delicious nature. Failure to eat first or bring a snack to consume during the program could result in wanting to lick the screen or place an obscenely large Uber Eats order. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, boys and ghouls. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? DK's making a snack today. Shove it right into your mouth. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? Is he making it for me? DK's making a snack today. It's time for tactical snacking with DK.
Hey, folks. Oh, it would help if I turned on the right light, huh?
Blasphemy.
There we go. It's a professional streamer here. What's happening, AJ, Lumpy Pickle, the hero? What is going on? How's everyone doing this evening? Or afternoon in the case of AJ. Hope all is well. It has been another day. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just feel like, you try to dig yourself out of a hole and it just keeps getting filled in, and that's kind of how it's been for the last few days, and how I anticipate it going for the rest of the week. So it is what it is. Can't do much about it, but hey, it's a life. So here we go. Woo!
Yes, it's as if a professional wrote the jingle.
It is as if a professional wrote it, exactly. So yeah, continuing with the week of Thanksgiving sides tonight, and kind of thinking about, okay, what to do. What I decided on was to make dressing, aka stuffing minus the body cavity search, and kind of my take on cranberry sauce. For cranberry sauce, I shouldn't say most. It comes in many varieties from a can. Some people like it pretty chunky with, things like cloves and star anise and cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff like that. I tend to prefer it on kind of on the smooth side, as like just a nice contrasting sauce to go with, turkey or whatever. And mine usually ends up being a bit smooth kind of in the end. Hey, Bonsai's here. Welcome. So yeah, mine tends to be pretty simple. And it just kind of takes some time to reduce down to get to the consistency, and then we'll strain out seeds. The one variation, one of the big things that at least I do with mine is I usually like to do a combination of cranberries and raspberries. If I have them, I like to throw pomegranates in too, and then it just becomes this beautiful sauce. The other thing that I do is I tend to cook it down with a sour beer. Usually it is a Flemish red specifically. It's a style of Belgian sour beer. Tonight we're using a bottle of Cuvée des Jacobins, the Rouge, which is a really high quality one. This one is approximately 9 years old. The most prolific Flemish red of that style is going to be from the brewery Rodenbach. Either their straight Rodenbach or the Rodenbach Grand Cru. They do vintage releases on the frequency. There's a variation that they do called Alexander. However, if you can find it, the version I would highly recommend to use is their Charactery Rouge. And the reason why I recommend it is because it's their Flemish red sour beer aged on cranberries and raspberries. So it adds a little bit extra, and it's awesome in this kind of thing. And it takes a little bit of time, so I'm gonna get the cranberry sauce going first, so then that way it has time to kind of cook and reduce, and then we'll get to work on the dressing, which is pretty simple. And this dressing, I guess, recipe, if you can call it, it's my mom's, and so that's kind of where I get it, and the addition of some of the stuff that I put in, which is a little bit different than most folk, but we'll go with it. So,
which I'm sure she's here.
I'm sure she's here, although she's been having issues remembering her password to log into Twitch. So,
oh, technology.
She could be here. I just don't know for certain. At any rate, so yeah, I've got raspberries. I got my cranberries. We got the sour beer. So, to the stove. Oh, look, there's chicken waiting to go into the oven.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
What was it? I saw something on here, and A2E would love to see what you could cook with Marmite.
With Marmite?
Yeah. It was really funny, actually, the last time Andy was here.
Hang on.
I know we have it, because we were doing breakfast, and Andy's like, do you have any something or Marmite? And DK gets up, wanders into the kitchen. Da-da-da-da.
See, you spoiled my surprise.
I'm sorry.
See?
Yeah, we got it. But he says he wants you to make something with it.
Okay.
Or use it in something? I don't know.
Okay. I can figure something out to add it to. But, yeah, I mean... but, yeah, you ruined my surprise.
Wah, wah.
I was just like, you're just going to roll up, oh, yeah, check this out. That's okay. Mrs. Oeso is currently working on a paper craft project.
So I used to teach card making classes, and I got sucked into helping the ladies at church. We're going to make cards tomorrow. I should have said no. What was I thinking? Anyways, I'm prepping.
So I'm draining the cranberries, just giving them a rinse.
Yeah, AJ, I'm batting 1,000,
at my sink. Hi. And into the pan they go. So I'm not going to add any sweetener at the moment, because I want to really let this cook down. And there we go.
Marmite and beef stew. Apparently you guys talked about it?
Oh yeah, totally. No, so Marmite, for those that may not be familiar with it, is a concentrated yeast extract that is incredibly savory and gets added to...
and very yeasty.
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't really call it yeasty per se, but it's incredibly savory and gets added to mostly things that involve beef, because it just adds this additional kind of depth of flavor, almost like a beef bouillon concentrate sort of thing. So yes, we did talk about that, but hey. Okay, so that is on the stove. That is going. We're just going to let it come up to simmer and start going. And then it's going to start to cook down and everything is going to be great. We're going to leave it for the time being. The chicken's going to go in the oven at the same time as the dressing, because that's dinner. It's just the standard oven fried chicken that I make. But I got it prepped ahead of time, so then that way when the dressing goes in, the chicken can go in at the same time. And then at the end, the cranberry sauce will end up going over the chicken. So,
Yum.
Yum indeed. Okay, for the dressing, I have to apologize. I am cheating a little bit. I got breadcrumbs from the store. Yesterday, in preparation for the stream and everything, I rushed home, made the mashed potatoes, and got them, chilled and everything. And man, I was beat afterwards, let me tell you.
But those were to die for.
They were. No, it was worth it. They were awesome. Anyways.
Yes.
The thought had occurred to me to, buy a loaf of bread this morning, rush home, chop it up, and get it into, a 200-degree oven to dry out. But
then you said hard pass.
What?
Then you said hard pass.
Then I said hard pass because, it had been rough. In fact, I'm still feeling today. But I went with these dried breadcrumbs from the market that I was going to get the bread from anyways. So I don't feel too bad because they make them in their central kitchen with the with bread that they make themselves. Oh, I can hear the cranberries popping.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yes. I don't know if it can be heard.
Yeah, the lighting's better.
All right, I'm going to turn that down. Oh, now it's really starting to pop. But, okay, so anyways, we have our breadcrumbs here. This is going to provide our base. As for everything else that's going into it, I have some leftover chopped up onion and mushroom that I did on, I think it was Sunday. And this is stuff that I would add to my dressing anyways. It's just some creminis and onion. I've got some celery here that I need to chop up. And since we tucked into the red bell pepper and that Anaheim pepper last night, I thought, you know what, that would be kind of a nice addition to this. So we'll chop up some of that too.
Straight up delicious.
Straight up delicious. Then, in addition to that, I've got chopped up garlic that will fry up as well as Italian sausage. So that'll go into it. Then the whole thing is going to get doused in chicken broth. Normally I would use the turkey stock that I would make from the back and the neck and the wing tips from the turkey. But I'm just using chicken broth this evening. And then the one sort of not totally normal ingredient that we end up adding, but I really love is water chestnuts. So we're going to chop up some water chestnuts and fold it into the mix. Then the whole thing is going into a buttered gratin dish, which I'll have to butter before I add everything to. And then we're going to bake it off with the chicken. But the vegetation as well as the sausage will all get cooked up together and then added to this whole this bowl. And there we go. So let's get chopping. So I thought I saw the hero talk about the work was okay. I apologize for being behind on chat.
My work was... Well, I have to enter in numbers, but I can't figure out the numbers because we got a new system and it's Like the whole day was just spent
It's disagreeable.
spinning wheels. You know?
Yeah, water chestnuts and dressing is awesome. The cranberries and raspberries and sour beer smells amazing. It's a smell that makes me happy, I should say. All right. So cheesecake should be happening on Friday, I believe.
It's in the mail. It's been shipped.
It's in the mail. It's been shipped. Yeah.
Should be here tomorrow.
Yeah, but problem is I don't know when tomorrow.
I know. I'm just telling the folks.
Yeah. So we'll do a cheesecake on Friday.
What flavor of cheesecake?
Well, because we're doing Thanksgiving stuff, my inclination is to make pumpkin.
Agreed.
Because it's, for the season and everything, and I'll have to do a special lime flavored one for Squire Creamsicle.
Brother Wayso.
Yeah, we're trying to convince the family to change their usernames to Brother Wayso, Mother Wayso.
Hey, Brayden the Farmbot's here! Yay!
Hey, what's going on?
They look like croutons. They're just dried
out bread. Yeah, they're just dried out bread cubes.
Our local supermarket makes bread, and so
yeah, they have a central kitchen, and so it's just made from their bread. As for any additional seasoning that's going into this, I'm going to be using pixie dust, aka chicken butt glitter. Because it has the Colonel's secret herbs.
The glitter he's talking about, there's a YouTube video on how to make it yourself.
Yep.
Pretty simple. I was talking to a lady today about making it in a local kitchen.
Yeah, a local kind of a co-op commercial kitchen. So then that way you can actually make stuff beyond just like the straight up cottage food laws.
Although that
I want
does fall under
scampi so bad. Oh, I feel that sometimes. Tonight we are making dressing, aka stuffing minus the body cavity search, and cranberry sauce. All right, so I've got garlic, I've got the sausage, I got my vegetation. All right, let's get this stuff sauteed up. So head over to the stove. And tonight I'm cooking in my slippies. And since I want the big burner, I'll move the chicken.
Brayden Farmbot, could you elaborate on California sushi? Do you look like a California roll? Or sushi that's made in California? Gotcha.
We want all the sausage.
I like all the sushi.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've had sushi. Problem is like so there's two sushi places that we go to locally, one of which is a conveyor belt place. It's not the greatest, but it's relatively inexpensive, and the both of us can eat for like $40 kind of thing and be filled.
Although they got a little
the
more
nice
expensive.
place.
It's a sausage fest.
Yes, it is in fact a sausage fest.
That meat looks so good.
Oh yeah, beat that meat. Oh,
Tacky snack after dark.
But kind of the nicer place that we'll like order stuff from, not all that often. Usually for the two of us, for getting enough to kind of satisfy us, it usually ends up being around $60, $75 kind of thing. So that's not all the time.
At least Dong-Yoon does it. So we had an Asian, a Korean international student, Dong-Yoon. He'll be here in a couple weeks, but every time we'd go, he'd order the most expensive thing.
It's really funny. That was just kind of his...
Can I have the $30 sushimi platter? Like, sure.
Yeah.
Brayden the Farmbot's asking about the middle burner.
Oh, it's a long burner that's meant to be used with a like a roasting pan. So like say I've roasted a turkey in a roasting pan and I'm making tray gravy. It's a burner that's meant to fit a roasting pan.
Or a griddle, maybe?
Or a griddle. I've used that burner, I think, once.
Yeah, the only time we turn it on is after we've cleaned the top of the stove and we want to make sure it's like nice.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so here's my thing of pixie dust.
Have you ever made mac and cheese and forgot the water?
Have I ever made mac and cheese and forgotten the water? That's
No.
that's a new one for me.
No, he hasn't. The Hero, 1981, I'm going to call you the Hero if that's okay, was talking about how stoves today have the griddles in the center, which would be amazing.
Okay.
You are the hero.
So since that's going, I'm gonna let it cook down. The cranberry sauce is reducing very nicely. In fact, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I do not want it to run out.
Yeah, when we were moving up here, we're in the Pacific Northwest, and we moved from California, and we required a house with AC in it because I was caring for my mom and she needed temperature control. And DK here was like, it's got to have a gas. So, not all kitchens up here have gas.
Yeah. Gas oddly isn't like the standard, if that makes sense. There's a lot of homes up here have electric appliances. They also fuel oil for heating. It's that's just, gas isn't 100% the norm. All right, so I got a couple of things I need to do over here. A, take a drink.
You should change the said dumpster fire. You're not making a dumpster fire today.
All right, let's see.
Where are you at, the hero? Ish. If you wish to tell us, please don't. If you don't want to.
Let's see. Let's change
Hey, Elizabeth is here. Woo!
Who's here?
Elizabeth.
Shell Elizabeth. How's it going? Let's, hang on, wait. Let's do that transition. Okay, so we changed the transition.
Oh, I knew there was relation. I did not know that. So Elizabeth's Bonsai Merlin's mom.
Oh!
Or is it she's just a mom? Like, I knew there was some relation here.
So do we call her Mama Merlin?
Mama Merlin.
Mama Bonsai?
Yeah, Mama Bonsai.
Mama Bonsai? Alright, let's grease up the pan with some butter. And when I say some, I mean cardiac arrest levels.
Yeah, well, again, we grew up in California and everyone has gas. Like, finding electric's unheard of. So,
yeah,
gas
is very much the norm.
Yeah, it's... The idea of not having gas is kind of weird. Oh,
although I will
cool.
say for heating, a lot of people straight up wood because it's pretty plentiful up here. The other thing that a lot of people do is fuel pellets, wood pellet stoves. Yeah. All right, that is properly buttered. Hooray, hooray.
So Elizabeth, for real, is Bonsai Merlin's mom. And she'll answer almost anything, just like a good mom does.
There we go. I changed the transition.
Perfect. I don't know. I'm not in the mood for a sad dumpster fire today.
So this is looking real good.
Smelling pretty good too.
Yes, it does.
Do you use Jimmy Dean's sage?
No, I use mild Italian sausage. The only seasoning that I've added is pixie dust. I haven't added any salt as of yet, but that is now changing. I don't want to add a ton because the chicken broth is going to have a, fair amount of it in there. Okay. I'm happy with how done this is looking.
Ooh, -40 tonight. That's not 40 Celsius,
Ouch.
but that's still like -4 for us. Ugh. Here it's been getting down to about 30 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, just below freezing.
Yeah, my car was completely encapsulated.
Yeah, I had to bust out
Thank you.
the
I did not know that.
Window scraper this morning. All right. Let's open the water chestnuts.
It is very cold. I follow a meteorologist on YouTube, very interesting, but he was talking about how the polar vortex is a little out of balance. So think of like a bowl on top of the earth, and it tilts a little bit, and that's what's causing this cold air to come through.
Now the question is how much water chestnuts do we add?
Good question.
some would say all the water chestnuts. Okay.
I'm not opposed to that.
Neither am I. Alright, so I'm just going to run the knife through it a couple of times just to kind of...
Bonsai agrees. All the water chestnuts.
Okay. Yeah,
I'd like to point out that underneath this cutting board bonsai is an anti-slip mat. So maybe you don't need a big one.
I know she heard the notification that I recorded. Yeah, see, there it is.
We just care about your fingers and the way
It's true. We do care about your fingies.
the way your mat moves sometimes. Your cutting board is like, girl, you're gonna cut yourself one of these days. Please stop.
Well, we'll have your stream on the TV out in the front room, and we'll be sitting there watching it, and I'll just be like, no. Not gonna lie, we fear for you. All right.
It was yesterday. You were saying something at the TV. You were talking about something, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I do blah blah blah."
Yeah.
It's like you're in the room with us.
I forget what it was.
Yeah, paper towel woodwork, as does a washcloth. We switched to these. I don't remember why.
It's a shelf liner.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I picked up a roll of them for, I don't know, I think it was like 99 cents or something like that. And there we go.
That's right. Who needs fingers?
So, better than bouillon. Chicken base. And let's see, I think it's about a teaspoon per cup if I remember correctly. Yes. So we're aiming for about 2 teaspoons.
Is this the same stuff? Bonsai is the same stuff you use?
Yeah, it's the better than bouillon.
Okay.
It's.
I remember you talking about it. Sometimes I get lost in the games on the phone.
So we're just mixing that guy up, and then we mix. All right, so once that.
Yeah, that'd be. AJ was worried when Andy talked about cutting himself.
Oh yeah, with the cleaver.
Oh yeah, like dude, we need you to keep your fingers. Put the knife down.
Yeah.
That boy is talented.
All right.
Apparently, the better than bouillon you can buy at Costco. Per the hero, I did not know that.
What was the who?
The hero says you can get the better than bouillon stuff at Costco in a big jar.
Oh. We haven't been to Costco in a while. We need to make a Costco run.
We desperately need to make a Costco run.
All right, so I would tell you how much to add to this, but I have no idea. I'm just looking to moisten it. So then that way I don't have overly dried dressing, because nothing is worse than dry dressing. I'm just saying. Bouillon. Ba-dum-bum. So I'm going to start with about that.
New Zealand just got their first Costco. Is it near
that's
you, AJ?
right. I think I read about that, and if I remember correctly, there was like some lady who had been petitioning for Costco to come to New Zealand for like forever, and like signed up to like be a lifetime member or something like that. I don't know. There was like something that I saw. It was like, I don't know,
that?
like a BuzzFeed thing or something like that.
You can buy sheep at the Costco? Oh, in bulk? I'd like a small herd.
Is that at the business Costco?
The business level.
Yeah, the business level Costco.
We'll sell you so many sheep.
Kind of thinking we're going to do the full 2 cups.
I don't know if we could believe you, Pickle. AJ says don't believe you.
Believe what?
There are more sheep than people in New Zealand?
Oh no, that's very true. See, what they don't tell you is half the population of New Zealand is sheep. Alright, there we go. Now, if this ends up being more than will fit into this gratin, that's okay. Why is it okay? Because the stuff does really well in things like a muffin tin. That's right, kids. You could put your dressing, aka stuffing without the body cavity search, into muffin tins and bake those off for individual portions. But in this case, I made just the right amount. There we go. All right, time to get this into the oven. And my chicken will be going in at the same time. Okay. So I just set my timer for 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, I'm going to flip my chicken because it's currently skin side down. That's just how I roll for my oven fried chicken. Is I started out
roll.
Skin side down, so it has direct contact with the baking sheet, so it has a chance to actually render out the fat within the chicken skin. It also crisps it up, and then we'll flip it for the last 15 minutes. So it'll spend 45 minutes in the oven. I have it at 400 Fahrenheit. The dressing should be done within that 45 minutes. So there is that. So I'm going to give this a rinse, and then this. Then we'll get to work on the cranberry sauce a little bit more. So, yeah. Not sure why they call it a vegetable sprayer, because I don't think I don't really use it to spray vegetables. I use it to spray off dishes.
Is it called a vegetable sprayer?
Yes, it is called a vegetable sprayer. Briefly worked at a Costco. Only lasted about 3 weeks before I had to quit, though. No fault of the company. I just couldn't afford to live and had to move back in with the parents back in Alberta. Oh.
That's no bueno, but things are better now, right? I hope.
All right. So let's... Things are much better. Excellent.
Fantastic. Except for the temperature, of course. I was actually hired at Costco, but I never took the job. I got a different position. I don't remember where. Hey, Captain Happy Pants!
Hey, what's going on, Happy Pants? Alright. So that is looking like it's pretty well cooked down and reduced. We've not added any sweeteners or anything yet.
Ooh, first time chat. The real expired milk. The real expired milk. Woo! I can read. I'm a master.
What's going on, the real expired milk? How you doing tonight?
Cranberry sauce is what's in the pan. This week, and we're doing in preparation for High Holy Week, aka Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. Every day, DK's making something Thanksgiving-y.
Yeah, and this is my take on a cranberry sauce, and it's cranberries and raspberries, and the only other ingredient that's currently in the pan is a sour beer called Cuvée de Jacobus Rouge. It's a Belgian sour beer, Flemish red specifically. That's what's in there. We're going to bust out some sugar now.
Yeah, the other thing...
And pour some sugar on me.
He's making dressing, which is, stuffing minus the body cavity.
The body cavity surge.
And oven fried chicken, which he's made a number of times, but we're just doing that so we have actual protein with dinner. Yep, no canned cranberry sauce here, although that's what I was raised on, so the whole jelly stuff, it's, that was the level of cooking my mom was capable of.
All right, so this guy is plenty tart. But I want... For me, cranberry sauce really is... I like it like a sweet and sour sauce, I should say. So I like tartness, I like sweetness, and I think it works really nicely with this kind of, with turkey and chicken and stuff like that. I don't see any reason why one couldn't add a hot component.
Like a hot sauce, you mean?
Well, hot sauce or like a chili pepper specifically. I couldn't tell you what variety.
You could, just not right now.
I could, well... I'm not familiar enough with the flavor profiles of a lot of the...
Some of that Hell's Kitchen hot sauce. There's a couple of flavors there that it could probably work.
Yeah. Okay, so... This is purely going kind of by taste, and so I'm adding sugar, slowly cooking it, stirring it up, kind of tasting it, and then instead of leaving it so there's, a whole bunch of seeds and skins and stuff like that, I am going to strain it so it's a kind of a cleaner sauce.
Which we all appreciate.
Which all of you appreciate.
All of me appreciate.
Mrs. Weso hates seeds.
They get stuck in my teeth. I don't like it.
We're almost there.
Yeah, so I don't eat a lot of popcorn because the shells get stuck in my teeth. Could you estimate-ish how much sugar?
I think at this point I've added about a cup.
Ish.
And
again, by taste. Start with like 2/3 of a cup.
Yeah, I mean, because we're dealing with a pound of cranberries, a pint of raspberries, and then a 12-ounce sour beer. So there was no real sweetness in this to begin with. I am not a huge fan of like the kind of the traditional adding orange juice to cranberries and all the warming spices of like cinnamon and clove and star anise and nutmeg and things like that. Okay, that's really close.
Elizabeth, Mama Merlin, my sauce has orange juice and zest, cinnamon, and nutmeg, which I'm sure it's delicious.
Oh no, I'm sure it is. just myself personally, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the flavor combo personally. But far be it for me to say, you know, how dare you?
How dare you?
Okay.
Bonsai's going to try it with raspberry.
I am pretty happy with this level of kind of a sweet tartness. Bringing a spoon to Mrs. Hueso so she can try it.
Mrs. Hueso. Smells good. Ooh, excellent. I'm going to keep the spoon.
Okay.
I'm going to finish licking
She's
this
like, that
sucker.
spoon is mine now.
Get another spoon. We got lots.
All right. Okay.
Would this work with frozen berries?
Yes, absolutely. It will absolutely work with frozen berries. If frozen cranberries are the only cranberries you can get, then yes, by all means. It will work beautifully. Real Expired Milk, thank you for the follow, and I would like to say congratulations on being the 250th follower. Thank you kindly, sir, or ma'am, or something in between.
Yeah, whatever you identify as, we will support.
A Cool Ranch Dorito, whatever.
I'm a Cheeto, thank you.
If anything, I'm a jalapeno cheddar Cheeto, probably.
Now, could you use another berry besides raspberry?
You mean like strawberry?
Yeah, or blackberry.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm just a big raspberry.
He's a huge.
I love raspberries.
Raspberry.
Thus the reason why I am doing it raspberry wise. Hey, Luke Duke, welcome. You've been lurking. That's okay. Lurking is just fine. We like our lurkers. We understand that sometimes you just want to sit back and chill. You don't want to have to interact or work. We get it. Trust me. So, by all means, please feel free to lurk and hang out. However, if anybody ever feels the need to pipe up, you are more than welcome to. I am currently just getting a bowl and a sieve here, so then that way I can start straining my cran raspberry sauce. As you can hear my slippies plopping in the kitchen. So I was just like, you know what? I'm cooking on my slippies tonight. Normally I put on kind of my normal trainers, running shoes, tennis shoes, whatever you want to call them. But I was just like, you know what? I'm feeling the slippies tonight. Yeah. Get every last bit of that. That is tasty. Not gonna lie. I'm kind of thinking like this would also be excellent over, like, say, some vanilla ice cream. Or drizzled over, like, say, some cheesecake.
Back. I wandered off.
Would you, did you sit down?
I can get up.
I was going to ask you to turn the water off.
I'm capable of doing stuff.
I was just trying to get the water out into the saucier, so then that way it's...
Rinse it now and not scrub it later?
Exactly. It's like we've been married for a while.
And I don't like scrubbing dishes.
Neither do I.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Thankfully, we have a nice dishwasher. which I will load later. I love how the sink goes from completely empty to
Completely full.
I don't know how you do it, Bonsai Man. That sink is tiny.
It's almost like a bar sink. Like it is. Seems like it's that small.
What's mostly quiet? What's his name? Who's his?
Mostly quiet type. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
What's whose name? The dog or me? I'm Decay,
He's DK.
aka Tactical Snacking, aka El Chupo Hueso.
And I'm Mrs. Waster.
That is correct.
Oh, the dishwasher? The dishwasher
Is named.
LG? We need to come up with a
LG.
cool name.
It'd be a Korean name since LG is a Korean brand.
Hi, girl. We saved up, chatting with a few people, decided to go expensive, and I bought a Samsung dishwasher, what the plumber recommended. And it was glorious. That machine was amazing.
It was quiet.
Yeah. Because I don't want to hear the dishwasher, and this one's mostly quiet, but anyways.
It's pretty dang quiet. It's not as quiet as the Samsung.
No, the Samsung was, I want to say, 33 decibels, and this one's 55. But, yeah, 1 month after the warranty ran out, it died. It sucked. And that whole summer, we just did dishes by hand. And finally, it was it last Thanksgiving, actually?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it was a Black Friday deal. This dishwasher came up. And it wasn't as expensive. It was about $300 cheaper, but it's just as good with cleaning.
Yeah.
It's just not as quiet.
And we decided to kind of save on costs to have me install it because I had the time. Let me tell you that installing a dishwasher sucks.
Yeah, that won't happen again.
That will not happen again.
How do you like the Bosch, Lumpy? I've
heard good things about the Bosch.
I just didn't want to pay the price of the Bosch. After dropping $800 on the Samsung, 800 and change, to have it not work after a year, I was like, I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah, that was... that sucked. Because it was... And what ended up happening is it would just error saying that there was some kind of leak. And so I went online to try to figure out, like, oh, okay, you know, what does one do in order to rectify that? And after watching half a dozen YouTube videos that recommended, like, pulling it out and doing some stuff, and I did it, and there were a couple of times that it would work again, but it was only temporary.
Yeah. We had to let it go.
Yeah. It just got to the point where even with trying to do those fixes, it was not having it. And yeah, that sucked.
Washing the dishes by hand for the summer sucked.
Hey, Zarniver, what's going on? Yeah, die after warranty. So in our case, part of the reason what made this one really suck to install is the water pipe goes through the back of the cavity, and so it comes out of the back and it fits. The hose connection for this dishwasher is up front. So in order to install it, you have to... same with the electrical. The electrical is on the front bottom of the dishwasher. So you have to route them through a channel on the bottom of the dishwasher. And because the cables and the hoses aren't all that long, it's like you have to kind of push it in and pull that stuff out. And oh my gosh, it took me a couple of hours in order to get it done, and it was.
and it's in just slightly crooked. And that's okay. Like
it is in slightly crooked, but you know what?
It's fine.
It's level.
Well, it'll die before we sell the house. So
Yeah. But in the meantime, hey, cranberry sauce.
Woo!
Yum.
Hi, little puppy. Come on.
Whoop. But yeah. You didn't notice it being crooked. Yeah, it is just a little bit like left to right, kind of crooked, but it is level, which is the important thing. And that was a whole thing, getting it level. And then the first time that I ran a test load just to make sure that it was functioning, it errored.
Yeah.
Telling me that there was a leak.
My heart sank when that happened.
Oh
like,
my gosh, because it was the same.
It was PTSD all over.
It was total PTSD because it was the exact same thing that had happened with the Samsung. But I checked everything. I checked underneath. There was no leaks. And what I think happened. The dishwasher has a very upper rack, the middle rack, which you can adjust up and down, and then the bottom rack. On the underside of the middle rack, there's a spinner. The spinner gets powered from a water jet that shoots out of the back of the dishwasher into a thing, and then it, does its deal over the bottom shelf. When I ran that sample load, I didn't have it in there. I had taken it out and just, went to run it because I was trying to...
Well, and that was one of the cool things we could do with the Samsungs. You could take out that middle rack and wash some giant items.
Yes, and that was honestly one of the greatest things about it is because you could take out that middle rack, I was able to wash my full-size cutting boards, all my cookie sheets, no problem.
54-quart stock pot?
Yeah, the big stock pot that I made the chicken stock in for the Korean army stew, I could run that in that Samsung. But unfortunately, this one does not like being run without that shelf because of that water jet. So, I had to...
the big stock pots are done by hand.
The big stock pots are done by hand. So, we'll pay someone else to install the next dishwasher. Honestly, mostly Quiet's Tat. I would, just...
Well, then...
Oh, I will say this. We bought it through Home Depot, and it was delivered from Home Depot. Well, apparently it was a third-party contractor that was doing the Home Depot deliveries. They offered to install it
for $60.
For like $60.
And
I should have said yes.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. Because $60 to install a dishwasher is nothing.
I knew that it was $120 elsewhere, but he didn't know that. I was the one that did all the arranging.
Yeah.
So I was like, and of course I'm at work, so I didn't instantly respond. Oh, hell yes, you do, $60, but by then they'd already left.
They'd already left, and I tried calling them, but it didn't happen, and that's the reason why I ended up having to install it myself, but lesson learned. If the crew offers to install it for $60, you say yes.
Yeah. And you know what, Pickle, like I said,
you
I
can
bought
get them to
this
6 feet, tighten up all the slide in after the power and water is hooked up. Then level the legs. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Honestly, Zarnifer, trying to level this thing, that sucked. Because, so the leveling instructions had you pour water into the bottom of the dishwasher, and because there's a slight cutout where a filtration rack kind of sits, and so you try to make sure it's level and not tipping to one side or anything like that, and that's how you figure it out. And it was just barely, and I tried to level it ahead of time, but then of course the area where it was in, it was just disagreeable, because the previous owners of the home, they how do I put this?
Here, this is how to describe it.
Slapdash.
Everything.
Oh, wait, I can show them. Hang on.
Don't show the messy kitchen table.
No, I'm not showing the messy kitchen table. Okay, so if you look along the back wall here, you see like this little tile, and you see this section of paint that's all missing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people they were. Okay?
Hey, we got a good deal in this house.
We got a good deal on the house, I will say that.
The shelves in the garage, they're custom built shelves, and against the whole wall, which is kind of cool. But they were not level.
Oh,
literally
they were
angled down to the right.
It honestly, yeah, the shelving unit, which is a very loose term because if anybody had actually seen them, they would have condemned them. It was like 2x4s with, I think, 4 different types of screws and nails used.
Yeah.
It was just like whatever I think they used like maybe a handsaw or a sawzall to like cut the lumber, but I don't think they measured. They just kind of eyeballed it. It was just, oh my goodness.
Well, the fence
outside, it was a nightmare.
And they installed a gate, and the spacer between the little fence post and the solid part of the fence, they literally just added wood.
Yeah.
And then they had it left.
Measure never cut 3 times, basically, AJ.
And so the top part, like they didn't, let's say it was 6 feet tall. The 2x4 was, I don't know, 7.5 feet.
7.5, 8
and then
feet.
They had like
it was a 4x4, and then they like nailed another 4x4 to it.
Yeah, but that one was shorter.
Yeah, it was shorter. Like
one of the first things
I swear these guys like went to a construction site, dug through like the garbage and harvested free lumber, and then that's what they used to do stuff. That's just kind of how.
Oh, Pickle, the art shelves are gone.
The art shelves have been gone for a long time. I've reused like that lumber for other stuff.
We brought up some nice shelving racks that are in the garage, and we took them down to put our shelves up.
They painted the bathroom sink. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, are you kidding me?
Okay, hang on. Yeah, reclaimed wood is so trendy, but it was like totally plywood. Although nowadays it'd be like super expensive. No. Okay.
Yeah,
I have you on the previous owner thing. So, our realtor took us on a virtual tour of the home with her iPad. Twice. We didn't quite realize. Yeah, twice. So, for shelves, mind you, single shelf. There was one in. There's 2 bedrooms on the front of the home. And there was a shelf in each one of these rooms. That was, no joke, a solid 4x6. Okay? What that means is that the cross-section of the lumber was 4 inches tall by 6 inches deep. I still have some of the beams. And there was one I think it was in the far bedroom, that literally ran the length of one wall. It was an 8-foot 4x6
crazy.
That they had on the wall using for just a shelf.
And it was only like a foot from the ceiling.
Yeah, it was only like a foot from the ceiling. There's still one actually in the garage now that I think about it that runs kind of over the door, and yeah, there's like one in there. Oh my gosh, these guys were.
Anyways, they turned our pods away, so when we moved in, we had nothing.
Structural shelf. No. Yeah. If anything, AJ, it would have. I'm genuinely surprised that it didn't like rip out of the wall.
They used those metal scroll shelving holder thingy brackets.
Yeah, they're like metal scroll shelving brackets.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But
what?
Yeah.
Now I will admit that I have a shelf that's currently above my computer desk that is incredibly over-engineered. But it also, that's where my receiver, my turntable, and my speakers sit. So I wanted to make sure it was a bit over-engineered, so then that way it didn't accidentally fall. I went into studs on that one, let me tell you. So
the hero
paint your mattress. Oh, babe.
So we redid we haven't finished. That's another story for another day. But
the bathroom?
The bathroom, we replaced the sink. So there's a place in Portland proper. It's called, I don't remember what it's called. Oh, the Reclaim Store. And it's just this giant, think like a CVS size or a Walgreens size, drugstore size building with all this reclaim stuff that you can. It's
actually way bigger than what she's describing, because it's like 2 buildings that were next door neighbors that they knocked out the middle wall.
It's really cool, but we bought a sink for $10. And then we installed it ourselves. We had a little bit of help.
Oh, you got the Habitat for Humanity restores. Nice.
Yeah. But
hey, Sparkles Queen Michelle, welcome.
Installation of the sink was pretty simple.
Yeah.
And inexpensive. So maybe you can work something out and get at least get a new sink in.
Oh, sorry. I was just laughing at the hero's comment about the previous owner was in the process of replacing all the flooring in the home, and you could tell where he stopped. Speaking as someone that... I've got another story for you. The timer's about to go off. So remind me to tell you about why we laid down new tile in the dining room and kitchen of our previous home. Yeah.
Now you baited everyone.
Yeah.
How much time's left on the timer?
Like a minute.
Yes. Yes, a porter to hell underneath.
Ah!
Voices from below would speak out.
What happened?
Pickle's asking, was it a portal to hell underneath?
Not that far off.
No, it wasn't that far.
Alright, so anyways.
You know I got you.
Chicken. Flip. Chicken flip. Chicken flip.
So DK's used a non-stick foil here, and which allows the chicken to not stick to the pan, and then he flips it over. He'll cook it for another, 20 minutes? 15? And then I'll make the skin, super crispy.
Come here, scratch.
Your head's in the way. It's a nice hat, though. All UTA all the time.
Alright. And just for reference, there's the dressing.
Yes, another 20 minutes of stories. You gotta tell the story why we changed the flooring.
I am. I'm about to. Okay. So, for those that may not know, wrong camera. We lived in Anaheim. I would say, what was it? Maybe it was less than a mile from Disneyland is where we ended up living.
Yeah, we could watch the fireworks from the living room.
From the couch, actually. We could watch the Disneyland fireworks, which was actually really great because the dogs got to the point where fireworks did nothing for them, and they would just sleep through it. Anyways, Mrs. Hueso was laid off from her job. My position, because I was working at Whole Foods at the time, got eliminated. And they gave people kind of like in my position and others the option of getting a golden handshake and a nice payout, or transitioning into some other job. And at that point, the problem was even if she had gotten a new job, it was still going to take some time for her to do that. There was no way that we could afford to continue living in Anaheim. So we made the decision.
And we wanted to, I wanted to stay home and take care of my mom. She was needing more full-time care. And we couldn't afford me not working in California.
Yeah. And so it was one of those things that we knew we had to move. And so once the decision was made to move, work went into getting the house ready to sell immediately. And just a whole bunch of stuff took place. Now for the flooring. In the process of getting everything ready, in our dining room, which we actually had a pretty sizable dining room and allowed us to entertain. And we used to have people over all the time. And the dining room had linoleum put down, and it went, the dining room transitioned kind of into the kitchen, and there was sort of an island divider that came out, but it was all linoleum all throughout it. Against the outer wall, there was a dresser that looked like it came out of Miami Vice. All right, so just kind of think that like 80s pastel style. It was like this dresser that was there, and initially we kind of thought it was a built-in, but it wasn't. We had basically gotten things cleaned up, things packed up, getting things ready in order to put the home on the market. And we went to take this out, and I had lifted it up and started to pull it.
We would say the flooring underneath it was a black and white square, like linoleum, like that roll linoleum.
It was roll linoleum,
but it wasn't glued to the floor.
That's the thing. It wasn't glued down, which we didn't know. So as I'm trying to move this behemoth,
we were moving it together.
Next thing I know, rip.
Yeah, this is giant.
Tore a giant hole. And it was like literally like the day before I think we were going to list.
Well, it was close.
It was super close. So and it was just like we had purged like crazy. We had thrown away a ton of stuff. We had taken a lot of stuff.
Every day we did 2 trips to Goodwill.
In my car full kind of trip.
The first trip in the morning was all of the donations, and the trip at night was all the trash. And they gave us permission to use their dumpster.
Yeah. So we're doing all of this, and this rip, and I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
And so we called the realtor over, and he lived nearby, so he just comes over, and he's like, yeah,
you need to
fix this.
Did I'm sorry, I didn't see. Did the redeems for Rejoice and I Got You go off?
I saw text, but I didn't see. I wasn't looking for pictures. Anyways, we went to Home Depot and found a peel and stick tile that would work and reasonable budget that looked decent.
Rejoice went through. Okay.
So we spent 2 days then on the floor peeling and sticking that tile. It looked...
And cutting it.
Yeah, cutting it. It looked amazing.
It did. It really looked amazing.
The realtor, Ryan, he's like, this looks fantastic. I did not think it could look this good. I was like, we know our stuff.
It was 2 days of solid, like, putting it down. I mean, we got down, it was my dad and I, and we got down and dirty, and that, like, there was a lot of, kind of the weird cutting going around the edges and stuff like that, but it looked amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's because
it like after we were done, we're like, I kind of don't want to move.
Yeah,
because it looked amazing. And we had done a number of things to the interior of the home too, to make it a home, because we thought we were going to be there for a while.
Poppy Hueso is the greatest home repair person ever.
So I'm gonna scroll back up. The hero mentioned we have a huge deck, and there was a huge wood pile under the deck. Only it wasn't an organized wood pile, but just a giant pile of rotten wood of various types. Firewood, pressboard, old IKEA furniture, just random stuff under the entire length of the deck, and the deck spans the whole house. And then, hold up. My whole time since we moved in was about cleaning all that fire hazard and mouse nest up. Oh, and I'm not even going to get into all the garbage all over the rest of the property. We're still finding random metal stuff in the grass. Oh yeah, we're still finding random metal stuff and bricks and because that's how they were. But hey, we got the house for cheap. Yep. The 1 bedroom, when we were viewing the house, there was a big cabinet against one of the walls. We viewed twice and everything looked great, so we got the inspector in. And he looked behind the big cabinet and said, there's a big hole there, right? About a 4-foot high, 2-foot across hole in the wall that was hiding behind the cabinet. Well, we still bought it because that isn't too hard to fix. That's true. Fixing drywall isn't that difficult, but it is kind of funny that there was a hole and they stuck a cabinet in front of it. That's the kind of stuff that they would have done here.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, well, we could talk about like how most of the light switches in the place were mounted upside down.
They still are.
A lot of them still are.
Yeah, the light switches are literally upside down.
Don't ask me why. It is the weirdest thing. And then, this is kind of crazy. I don't know if this was original because this house was probably built back in the...
It was the 60s.
60s or something like that?
64, I think.
So...
Ooh, maybe they're Australian.
The bathroom... Yeah, maybe they're Australian.
No, that's what AJ said. Australian.
I know, which is kind of funny. Both bathrooms, the bedrooms have locks on the outside of the doors.
Yeah. Yes. The bedrooms and the bathrooms. You could totally lock people into the rooms and the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So crazy.
Yeah, it is really strange. I kind of wonder about that, and this is pure speculation. Naughty children's rooms, kind of is what I suspect. And the reason why I suspect that is because... So when we moved up here, we had our stuff shipped up in pods, and they turned the pods away. Well, the day that we were supposed to move in, I came over and was like, yo, what's up? Why are you guys still here? Kind of thing. Like, oh, we thought we had another day. No. I got a tour of the place from the previous owner. And having met, I think it was like his grandson, and there was like a couple of other individuals involved that appeared to have various degrees of mental handicap.
Here?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The grandson that was here, the girl that was here, like there were a few of them that were various degrees of mental handicap.
So do you think they put in the locks and they weren't original to the house?
I don't know, but I suspect that part of the reason why is because it's possible that they would sleepwalk or wander away in the middle of the night kind of thing. And so it was something that was done potentially for their own protection.
Maybe
that's kind of what I suspect, but I don't know.
We're the third
Or it could just be that the original owners were really freaky.
Well, I was told the original owners, Mary and Bob.
Hey, Homitsu!
Yay! Anyways, it was my understanding. No, Arthur. Oh Mary and Arthur. They were the first owners of the house, but it's my understanding he was crazy. Like, a neighbor told me that he buried gold in the backyard.
That is true.
And that he died, like someone murdered him because he was crazy. I had another neighbor debunk those ideas. The stories like that he buried gold and other money out in the backyard, which we were like, oh, that'd be amazing if that were true. Our neighbor that we have the gate into his backyard behind us, he's got a metal detector, and I was like, dude, you gotta come over and detect.
Yeah.
I'll share some of it with you.
Oh, speaking of detectors, we got a toy one that came in today. It wasn't the cool Power Rangers one, but it was, yeah.
I love British
TV
television.
show called Detectorist, which is amazing.
And there's a TV show called Detectorist. I don't know why I'm obsessed with this show, but it's one of my all-time favorite shows. And it's just about these two dudes that just detect in the countryside of the
true.
UK. Like, it's just their lives. I love it so much.
It is super dry, but it's British hilarious. Humor. I mean, it's British humor. The first series popped up on Netflix. This was when we were living in Anaheim, and I started watching it, and she came home from work.
Yeah, I walked into the
it was just like, what is happening?
What are you watching?
And I'm like, it's called Detectorist, and I can't look away. Yeah. But it is so dry. Like, it is Gobi Desert dry kind of thing. But
It's
it
hilarious.
is funny, and we love it yay verily. And supposedly there's a special coming out this Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, which would be fantastic.
I'm gonna try and find. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, she'll drop a link into the chat. But we've only got a couple of minutes left on the timer, and then we should be good to go. Hey, Wolfie Metal Beast!
yay!
What's going on, buddy? How you doing today?
There's the link. That's the first episode of the first season. They're 30 minutes, so it's you can watch the whole season in a night.
Yeah. The episodes are short. And if you have the ability to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's really good, and it's crazy how invested you get into these guys, and the characters, like all the characters are really well done, and I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a bad character in the mix, honestly.
No, and the ancillary characters are rich too.
Oh yeah, the ancillary characters are amazing. Like Farmer Bob.
Yeah.
The farmer's amazing.
The guy only makes he's only in 3 episodes. But
Yeah, he's only in 3 episodes, but he's amazing.
No spoilers.
Every time he's on screen, it's just gold. It's so good. All right. Timer is about to go off. Hey, DK. DK.
Change the camera.
Chat wanted me to let you know you needed to change the camera. Let's... You know you have too many serving spoons when you're looking through them and you're like, no, I don't want the shape of that one. All right.
Yeah, we do have quite a lot.
Oh,
of
we got
utensils.
steam coming out of the middle, so I'm happy with that. Okay, good. Tongs.
I'll get it.
Oh, why thank you.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
There we go. Camera view. And we need some plates.
What kind of plates?
Oh, just, plates.
Plates.
Plates you can put food on.
Okay.
Homemade stuffing, yes.
2 plates we can put food on.
Oh, excellent choices. Which plate would you like this evening?
This one.
Which one? I didn't look. This one? Okay, there you go. All right.
Crash.
Suddenly, we are Greek. Where's Maria?
Yeah, where is?
Probably in Daniel Decay's stream or something like that.
That naan looked amazing, Bonsai.
Seriously, I need to go back and watch the VOD because we love naan.
And it's kind of expensive to buy unless you know where to go.
Yeah. That was one of the nice things about living in Anaheim is there was a Middle Eastern market that I would
dirt cheap.
frequent, and I could get full packs of naan for 70 cents.
Yeah, less than $1.
All right, let's get some of that drizzle action.
The lamb was fantastic. You get huge bags of potatoes for nothing.
Yeah, I bought a case of artichokes for $5, and they were big, gargantuan friggin' artichokes. Boom. Hang on. Money shot.
Hey, big guy.
All right, I'm gonna let you dish up. Step out of the way.
The only thing we're missing is some vegetables.
We got green beans from yesterday.
We do. We'll have to heat those up.
Was that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday, right?
I don't know.
No, that was Monday.
It was recent. It was this week.
It was Monday because it was Harkonnen's birthday. And we made the...
crunchy vegetables.
Yes.
It's exciting to be having things like cranberry juice. Oh, where's my arm
Sauce.
in the way? Things like cranberry sauce.
Here. I was actually going to take these back over to the stove.
But it's not Thanksgiving yet, you know, and we're starting to have all these Thanksgiving foods. Because there's things like dressing and cranberry sauce. You only have them once or twice a year.
Normally.
Smells awesome. I'm going to let mine cool down a little bit because my mouth is baby. Baby mouth.
Extreme close-up.
To the extreme.
I gotta say, like, mounting this camera to a mic arm was a genius move on my part.
A little off center, but that's
okay. A little
okay.
off center. Let's move it. There we go.
What did you just eat, Wolfie Metal Beast?
I had it before now I'm finished how everything turned out. The naan looked amazing.
Fantastic. And then I had it muted for some reason. You brushed it with something.
I think it was garlic butter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Microphone stand. Yes, that is exactly why I was asking about the stand, AJ. That is precisely why I was asking about it. Because I'm thinking about mounting the camera that's over by the stove also on one of these arms.
Hands down.
So, have cryptocurrency. That's pretty funny. All right, let's tuck into this. So I've got crunchy on the outside. I got moistness in the middle. Okay.
Mount cameras to the dogs. That could be interesting.
Mm.
How they've been? That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that they've
They're trying to just profit better?
really cranked up the ads.
Someone was saying they're thinking Twitch is dying. And I wonder if this is just the... I don't know. I got my apron. I need to sew my patches on.
True. Okay. Dressing is excellent. You should try it.
I should try it.
Now, I know I smeared cranberry sauce all over this crispy skin, but...
I didn't on purpose because...
Hang on. Can you hear that? That is crispy skin.
Pretty good. Beef barley soup sounds awesome.
Mmm.
I love this, the crunch in the dressing.
Mmm. Chicken is excellent as always.
Oh, I'm sorry, pickle. Although sometimes a PB&J hits the spot.
That is very true. I can confirm. I quite like this chicken with the cranberry sauce. That's good. I like that. But the cranberry sauce is excellent. Get that Korean food video action going.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna get a sharp knife, which, let me show Bonsai. This is hilarious. Look what we have. The same knife Bonsai's got.
It is pretty funny.
I love how we're watching her stream. Hey, we have that.
Right, we have those knives. Honestly, Lumpy, I couldn't tell you about their operating costs, but
I can't imagine they're super high. Because
well, they have to have the server infrastructure.
True.
Because that's a massive thing. Plus, with the amount of users and stuff like that.
True.
It's a lot of back-end stuff.
Yeah, but they're still making bank. I mean...
That's true, because, I mean,
and they make a profit on every time somebody donates or...
Any, bits and subs and stuff like that, they get a cut.
You guys are the same people.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fantastic.
And chicken with the cranberry sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wow, that's really good.
High cost for video transcoding and bandwidth. Yeah.
Why have we not done this pairing before?
I don't know.
Mine's still a little warm. I'm gonna let it cool down.
Well, I guess what it means is I'm going to have to buy a few bags of cranberries to toss in the freezer.
Yeah.
So then that way, throughout the year, we can make...
And raspberries.
And raspberries.
Those are on sale right now.
Yes. Thankfully, I do have a bit of a stockpile of that Rodenbach. So I could make larger batches of it.
We live in berry country, so we
This is
actually
true.
have gone raspberry picking before. Because it used to be, we haven't done it since the Rona, but it was less than $2 a pound.
Yeah.
That was really good. It's like you know your stuff.
It's almost as if...
I'm gonna get the green beans out.
Oh, yeah. Oven's still hot if you want to... Oh, you're just going to put them in the toaster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
I don't have to turn the oven back on.
Exactly. It's good practice, AJ.
Because we need some vegetables. Want to eat a good meal.
True. Okay. All right, let's see who is on.
Thanks for coming by, you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow
Yep, back tomorrow, same bat time. Oh my goodness.
with another lovely Thanksgiving side.
I'm kind of thinking we need to go here because that looks hilarious.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that's
Who's
where
this
we need
person? Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker TV. No clue who they are, but they're baking cookies as a Power Ranger. It looks hilarious. So I'm kind of thinking that's where we should go. Make some new friends.
Yeah, making new friends with Bonsai. Look how that worked out.
See what happened there? Yeah. So, yes, exactly. Go Power Rangers indeed. So, yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out this evening, folks. We'll be back again 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Another Thanksgiving side.
More Thanksgiving sides, which after we're done here, I will be pondering what on earth I'm going to be making. Friday, we'll do cheesecake.
Friday cheesecake.
Because I will have the pan.
Saturday, we're going a little outside of Thanksgiving.
Saturday is Chanko Nabe for the beginning of the November Grand Sumo Tournament.
We're into sumo wrestling.
Specifically, the recipe from one of the stables that won the crowd favorite Chanko Nabe at the big fan event that was... Yeah, Chanko Nabe is just sumo stew, which is usually a broth of some kind with a ton of vegetables and meat and stuff like that. Yeah. It is delicious. There are many variations. It is...
Kind of like the Korean stew, only not Korean. Japanese.
Kind of, yeah.
A little. I mean, some different ingredients.
They're similar in the fact that they're soup.
Okay. And a whole bunch of stuff in them.
And there's stuff in them.
Okay.
It's soup with stuff.
I don't do the cooking.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
It tastes good.
All right. So, anyways, let's.
Sorry, we'll miss you, AJ.
There is the raid message, everybody. So let's go set this up.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
If not, on the next day.
It's true.
Yeah, and the next week it'll be more fun.
Oh, next week. Ooh, next week is going to be interesting.
The turkey stuff.
It's turkey stuff. However, Monday I normally don't work, but I am going to be working this upcoming Monday because, oh my gosh, we are drowning in donations at work.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. Like 1,000-yard stare, like drowning and stuff. And so I'm actually going in on Monday when we're not taking donations just to try to sift through the literal tonnage of stuff that has come in. So, anyways.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, so streams next week, maybe a little wonky. No stream next Saturday because we have the funeral for our friend's husband and subsequent stuff. But
that's the future. After that, Thanksgiving week.
Let's see.
Yeah. So thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Hopefully your work day, your tomorrow's good.
Exactly. So yeah. Thank you once again, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Thank you to the lurkers. Thank you for those that hit and run. As you had time.
Hit it and quit it.
Hit it and quit it. So,
tap, tap.
Tap, tap, tap. All right, folks. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Hello, boys and ghouls. DK's making a snack today. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?